good, guys? It is your boy Jay here saying welcome to another edition of Jay's Garage, Jay's Shop. I don't know, still figuring out a title for this video series for the channel. But as you can see, we got the latest project here. It is a classic 1957 Chevy Bel Air that is brought to us by the good folks of Mortar Max. And it says Timeless Legends diecast collection. It says for ages 3 and up. I don't know about that. I mean, this is a very heavy piece. I don't know if I would trust a toddler with it. Got some information on the company right here in the back. Got a little, scanner code for those of you who are collectors like myself. I don't know if I can get this. Get this little barcode right here to focus. I don't know if you guys want to go ahead and try to scan that. More than welcome to. Timeless Legends. Underneath, we got more information about the company. We got the automakers that they have licensing rights to, that they can make die-cast replicas of. So yeah, let's go ahead, get this thing out of the box, shall we? That was pretty easy. Of course, it helps when your boy had already cut the tape on the box. But yeah. Alright, y'all, now fun fact, this car will not be joining my collection. This is actually being worked on for a homie of mine. So yeah, he's not getting the car like this. And if you're part of the community, you probably already know who I will be working on this car for. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this car off of its base. Go ahead and take some of these screws off. If you're a dog barking in the background again, that's the neighbor's dog. He really loves ya boy. Hence why he's always trying to, start a conversation with me while I'm busy working on some stuff here. Of course, I love making fun of that dog when he tries to talk with me, I like to mimic all the stuff that he's saying to me. I just like trolling the fuck out of him. It's just funny as hell. Want to make sure I get this in the shot. Let's go. All right, we can go ahead and we can toss this car this, and I just dropped a little screw. Is what it is. But anyway, here is the car as it stands. Let's see if we can adjust the camera here just a bit. So yeah, here is the car. It rolls very nice. The only thing I don't like though is how far forward the wheels are. They should be set back just a little bit. And being that your boy is gonna modify this thing, and by modify I mean I'm gonna lower it. I think what I'll do is when I drill the new holes, not only will they be drilled just a little bit higher than the stock holes, I think I'll probably set them back just slightly so that way the wheels will be more centered in the fender here. Because I get what they're going for here. Yes, the car is supposed to have this look like it's still moving, it's still going even though it's sitting in place. Hence why the fenders look the way they do. That was the style back then on these old classic cars. Now there's some inaccuracies though with these little die-cast replicas. If you open the doors, these little side mirrors are actually supposed to be attached to the door. So the little side mirror should not be there when the door is open. So that's only one minor flaw so far. Then when you open up the hood, you'll notice the grill is still a hole, and that's also inaccurate because if you look closely, I think there's some seams on the top of the grill there, if I'm not mistaken. It might help if I get the grill in the shot there, huh? It looks like there's no seams there. There should be some seams on the top of the grill. Reason being is because when you open the hood of a 57 Chevy Bel Air, the top piece here of the grill should be attached to the bottom of the hood there. So that's another little inaccuracy. But yeah, as you can see though, we got a little motor in there. Not much detail in there, but still cool to look at. One thing I will give them credit for, I love the bullets on the hood. Yeah, so this is how you know this is a deluxe 57 Chevy Bel Air. Deck lid does open. Not really much going on there in the trunk. Not much detail in the interior either. Ooh, I don't like how this car is off balance. That's another thing we're gonna have to fix. Okay, there we go. Kind of, sorta. Apologies for the lighting there. So yeah, thinking about using these as temporary placeholders. So because we are gonna make this into a lowrider. The actual wheels that I did order for this car will be in the mail. But yeah, your boy can't wait. Your boy wants to get started on this project. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead, take the car apart, we'll take the body off the chassis to see what we're working with here, and we'll go about seeing how we can possibly lower this classic 57 Chevy Bel Air diecast. Alright y'all, so we pretty much got the car apart. We have all the screws out of the chassis. If you don't believe me, I mean, I could literally take the chassis off right now. However, we do have a very unique situation. As you can see, something I never ran into before, we have a bit of an issue with the body wanting to be part of the chassis here. So this is all metal right here. There is one way that I know I can lower it, and that is the possibility of having to take a Dremel tool. I'm gonna have to Dremel this line right here that you guys can probably see. It probably help if I turn it this way. But some of the metal right here that's sticking out on the side, and this is where the axles, where originally the axles are supposed to rest on, which allows the car to sit up so high in the front. And like I said, if I want to drill into this, drill some new holes in here a little bit higher to drop the body down some, I'm gonna have to Dremel some of this excess metal right here on the side, on both sides. And that'll make it easier for me to mark my new holes to drill into later. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. But that's the thing about some of these different diecast makers, man. You never know what you're gonna run across when trying to modify these diecast collectibles and everything. Another thing too is that if I lift the front, I guess the motor wants to stay in there after all. But speaking of the motor, so if I flip this right side up, and if I can get the motor back into place, which I'm gonna have to do this off cam, please forgive me. Alright y'all, so now with the motor back in place, so if you remember the space here, this is where the axle originally goes through. But then now I got a problem here. I gotta possibly drill through the motor, which actually, I think, now that I think about it, with the way that the motor pops off, because if you notice underneath here, there's a hole right there. Yes, that's where one of the screws goes into to mount that motor. But there, I don't know, but I think what I could do, drilling through the axle or drilling through the chassis itself, that's not going to be an issue in order to get the new holes in. My bad, I'm keep getting alerts on my phone, man. I don't know why I get alerts on my phone when I'm trying to do something here. I'm busy. But anyway, I think what I could do is drilling through here. I'm gonna have to, mount the motor back in place. I'm gonna have to put that bolt back in to hold the motor in place. And yeah, it should not be a problem getting through that plastic. It's just the one thing I'm more concerned about is getting through these metal stems. That's gonna be the real tricky part, because not only do I have to get through the stems, but then I also gotta break through this wall here, which shouldn't be too much of a bother. I kind of wish this side was just like this side, because see, this side, all I have to do is just get through the stem here, and I don't have to worry about a wall here on this side. Of course, you see a little steering rod there. I'm not too worried about that. That's not going to be in the way. We're not going to go up that high. We're just going to go up just a little bit, because I want this car to still be able to roll when it's all said and done. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get this all figured out, and then I should be back with hopefully just these metal pieces right here that are sticking out of the stems. Get that Dremel down and we'll get it drilled through. Alright y'all, so we busted out the old Dremel tool, which is feeling a little warm right now, as is the front of the car, which is actually already cooling down. It's about room temperature. As you can see, yeah, we started making some progress. We got pretty much the excess metal that I need out of the way. We did it on both sides. So that's going to make things a lot easier for me to drill through. Speaking of, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start drilling my holes and yeah, see if we can get the front to drop. Alright, so stay tuned for that.
Tomorrow.
Alright y'all, so here's where I am with Project 57 Chevy Lowrider. I did lower the back. The front is actually more trouble than it's worth lowering. Which honestly, all things considered, I don't really think I need to lower the front because as you can clearly see, and by the way, these wheels that I have on this car, these are not the wheels that will be going with this car. These are for my mock-up stage. This is just to give me a rough idea of what the car is going to look like. The actual wheels, spoiler alert, you could probably see the tag for it. The actual wheels I'll be using come to us courtesy of Pegasus Model Products. One of my favorite, if not my favorite, model car accessory website to go to of all time. They make all kinds of wheels, from lowrider rims like these, which will be going on the car. You can get these in a variety of styles. These are the deep dish ones. These are the level 2 deep dish chrome wires that we'll be putting in or putting on the 57 Chevy. There's a level 3 deep dish that goes that sinks back in just a little bit deeper, you know what I mean, which gives a cool look. And then there's a level 1 where the wires actually stick out just a little bit more, giving you less of a rim. Now what's cool about these rims is they're actually a 3-piece wheel. Well, 4 if you want to include the tires, or 5 because I believe the white walls are, you can take the white walls out. Why would you want to do that? I don't know. But that's something you could do for your project if that's something you want to do. Now the rims I said are a 3-piece because here are the center caps, or knockoffs as they're more known as. These are the dual fin knockoffs that come with these wheels. And so that's 1 piece, the knockoffs. And the reason I say the rims are 3-piece is because, as you can see, we popped out the wires and the outer rim is still in the tires. So yeah, if for some reason, if the homie is watching, bruh, if this comes in and your tires are off and your rim is separated, all you gotta do is just put them back on, put them back together, and they'll hold in place via the tires. Now this is convenient because I'm actually going to be painting the wires to match the color of the car. Now what's cool is I have 2 options. I could paint the wires white to match the roof, or I could paint them red to match the body. And for those of you at home, if you're watching this and if you're guessing that I'm going to paint the wires red, well then ding 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 ding, you are correct, sir and or madam, depending on who's watching this video. So yeah. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get these fitted onto a custom, well, yeah, a pair of custom axles to get these rims on, and then I will be painting the wires red. Alright y'all, now in order to make my custom axles, I am going to need a metal, if I can get into the shot, metal clothes hanger. This one I already kind of hacked up, as you can see. Yeah, I've been using, get something in here. I've been using this metal clothes hanger to make my axles. I have plenty of these to go around. And I'm going to use these cutting pliers here to make my axles. Now let's go ahead and get the body off of the chassis. So yeah, as you can see, we kind of chewed up the front. I'm going to fix that since I'm not really going to lower the front after all, because man, it is a pain in the ass trying to lower the front. And like I said, I don't even think it's worth it. No need to really have to go that far and do all that. So let me go ahead and take these back wheels off if I can. These wheels are so damn stubborn. It's like, no, we don't want to go too damn bad. You're not going on this car. You're just temporary placements. And yeah, had to do some patchwork here and reset my holes. So, but don't worry, I'm actually gonna be covering the epoxy is called patchwork with this can of black primer. So you're not even gonna see that mess. I just want to show this to show, hey, your boy ain't perfect. Sometimes I goof, sometimes I make mistakes, but I know how to go back and correct those mistakes. So yeah. All right. So let me go ahead, get this situated, and I'll be back in just a few.
20 minutes later.
All right, y'all, so we got the rear axle nicely painted. So now there's only one set of holes there with no other coloration there. It's all nice and black. Got the underside, and we did the other side. So yeah, we all nice and clean. And then your boy started working on one of the axles. This will be the rear axle. As you see, we got the wires on there. I'm gonna need the wires on the axles in order to really get the paint on here. That'll be easier to paint the wires. And now I have a tip here on the axle that's a little frayed out, so I'm gonna use these pliers here. If I can get them in the shot, these pliers are here. I'm gonna use a little teeth right here on the end to kind of twist this in and hopefully grind down those little tips right there, those little edges, because that'll make it a lot easier to attach the wires on the other side. On this side. All right, I think we're good to go. So let's go ahead. I'll see if I could do this on camera if possible. It's gonna look like a barbell, hopefully, when it's said and done. Might have to just off camera, my bad. Kinda need that leverage. See, and there we have it. Like I said, it looks like a little barbell. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna just put it in the rear axle. Put in the rear axle and the rear end of the chassis. Alright, we kind of punctured the center, but that's alright, that's an easy fix. Not the end of the world. Like I said, easy fix, but it looks like they don't fit because it's just the wires. But once I get the tires on, I mean, it'll be a different story. Well, here, let me show you. More or less that's what it's gonna look like. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty low now that I look at it. But you should still be able to roll. Alright, let me get these tires back out. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get these wires painted up. Debating whether or not I should go with a paint pen or brush paint. I think it'd be easier with paint pen because I do actually have the red paint pen. Knock this around. Loosen up that mixer.
Tomorrow for sure.
Alright, y'all, so I have to adjust the camera a bit. Let's see if this paint is ready to go on the wires. Ooh, that paint looking a little too bright. Yeah, I think we'll go with the brush paint. The brush paint will match a lot better. So let's see what we got it. There we go. And we'll go with the wide brush. Here's the red paint that we're going with. As you can see from the lighting, yeah, I think that'll match much better for this application. So let me shake up this brush paint. Let's see, I'm gonna try to do this on camera. It might be a little difficult, but I'm gonna try to. Yeah, my bad. I'm trying to look at it in person and not through the camera lens. So if it's a little off, my apologies. I'm dripping some paint. Let me do this. All right, there we go. Okay, we're laying it on a little thick. Alright, y'all, so far this is what we got going on. Debating whether or not I should put the knockoffs in now or wait till this thing dries. Maybe I think I should wait. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go with my better judgment. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. I'm gonna skip this step because you already seen that the step in getting these rims painted, so you don't need to see the repeat process.
Eventually.
Alright, y'all, so here we go. Here is Project 57 Chevy Bel Air Lowrider in her final assembly. Looking really, really sexy with the matching wired wheels. We got the outer rim all chromed out. We got the chromed out knockoffs on. Let's close her door all the way. And yeah, man. I wish I had a turntable. I'm gonna have to get a turntable so I can, you know, display my projects better. But you know, we is learning as we're going along. But yeah, there she is in all of her glory, and I gotta say, man, she looks real damn good. The chassis is just about touching the table here. I mean, she will roll, but then you're gonna feel at times though that the chassis is kind of rubbing down a little bit. But I mean, it's not like the homie's gonna be playing with this anyway, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he's gonna have it up on display and everything, you know. And yo, you know what? Real quick, whoa, y'all get a good look at her. Let's go ahead, let's wipe her down. Let's get her looking all nice and shiny. All nice and shiny. Shiny. Get my wipe here. Give her a nice wipe down. But yeah, y'all, look at that though. Tell me she ain't sexy. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jelly. I kind of want to keep this one in the collection, but I got another one coming. I'll definitely order a 57 of my own that I will be adding to the collection. This one's for the homie. The reason why I chose this one in particular, this color scheme, is because he actually has a plaque, a tin placard that has an image of a red and white 57 Chevy. So this is why I ordered this one specifically for him. Just for him to have, and I don't know, depending on how he's feeling, if he likes the way this one came out, maybe I'll hook him up with some more. I don't know, we'll see, since he's a fan of the classic Chevys. But yeah, there she is though. Go ahead, we'll get another look at the driver's side. There's the front. Here, I'll have her sitting like this. Get a nice little angle shot. So yeah, Project 57 Chevy was a pain in the ass. Gave me a little bit of trouble. Come to find out, I didn't really have to do that much with her. Just change out the wheels, put some smaller wheels, make her into a lowrider, and it pretty much just falls into place. Yeah. All right, y'all. If you appreciate this kind of content, you want to see me do more of these, y'all know the deal. Like, comment, share, and of course subscribe, especially if you're digging the vibes. Till next one, y'all have a blessed one, and don't worry, plenty more music on the way. And like I said, I probably will get back to doing music reactions. Those will probably be coming up sooner rather than later. I do want to hit up that new Vinjay. Haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. And yeah. All right, y'all. Till next one, y'all have a blessed one, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace. All my homies on Lowriders.